Hi guys, welcome back to English class and also welcome to my kitchen. I think I've filmed each of my videos in a different room of my house today because I have to move around or I'm going to die. So you can see my kitchen, it's cute. If you remember, I've talked about before how Cody and I bought a total fixer-upper. It was so gross. And so we just like gutted it and put it back together. So this is our cool kitchen that Cody made me. So this video is going to talk about our lesson for this week. Our assignment is to be bored, which I think we're going to do a pretty good job of. So take a look at the homework section, at the lesson plan section, and at the documents as well. And we are going to go over all of the details of being bored. So the first thing that you need to do is watch this TED Talk that I have linked in your lesson plans. But it's also, if you just Google my search terms, TED Talk being bored. It's this first one by Manoush Zomorodi. And spoilers, there's like 2 or 3 minor curse words in it, but I think that you can handle it. So you need to watch this TED Talk. It's really interesting. I really liked hearing from her perspective, and I watched like 3 or 4 of the different TED Talks on boredom, and this one was by far much better than all of the other ones. So as you watch the TED Talk, you're going to fill out the worksheet that is also attached to your lesson plans. I think it just says TED Talk worksheet. So here is the worksheet. It's attached to the documents section of your lesson plans, and you have a few options. You can download it and print it, and then write your answers directly on the paper, or you can just kind of use it as a guide and then use like Word documents to just like answer them and then send me the Word document. And I think that's a good option, especially if you don't have access to a printer or you have bad handwriting and you don't really like sending pictures. You can just use the questions and type them into a Word document. So you're going to watch the TED Talk and fill out the worksheet. So some of the main ideas, the main questions that I want you guys to get from this TED Talk, the theme is like how boredom can lead to your most brilliant ideas. And I think this is really fitting for where we're at right now because, holy smokes, there's a lot of boredom going around. There's time for it, there is space for it. There are so many new limitations on what we can do and where we can go and who we can be with, that boredom is just like right there, kind of always lingering and waiting for just a split second to come and get us. And hopefully the video is going to help us realize that that's not necessarily just a bad thing, that there's a lot to be said for being bored. So some things that I want you to think about after you've watched it, as you're just kind of going through your days, are what your habits are. I want you to try to observe yourself. Observe what you do when you get up, how you go through your day, what you do when you're working, what you do in your free time. Just figure out what your habits are. And how quarantine has either changed some of your habits or reinforced some of your habits. So for example, I have developed this great new habit where I pretty much have the iPad playing TV in the background like all day, every day. And I don't really love that this is a new habit. In fact, I really hate it. But I am acknowledging that it's something new that I've started kind of since quarantine, that I kind of always have something playing in the background to try to keep myself distracted and feeling like I'm doing things even if I'm not really. So honestly, I think I need to start to change that habit this week and kind of give myself some time to just be silent and do what I'm doing. You know, if I'm folding laundry, I don't need to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the same time. I can just like sit and fold things and just like be with my own self during that time. So I want you to start thinking about what your habits are, how they've changed, or if you have strengthened any new habit or strengthened any old habits or developed any new ones. And then think about, how does your mind wander? We all have very different minds, very different hearts. And so when those things start to wander, when they start to drift off, they're going to do that differently. So think about when your mind wanders, where you go, what you're doing, when it starts to wander, and then it's like destination. When you're off in like daydreaming land, where do you go? And then one of the last things that I kind of liked that the speaker was talking about was how when she's bored, when her mind wanders, she's able to kind of see the whole narrative of her life, the big decisions, the big choices, moves, and just like the distance that she's able to see her whole life with. So maybe think about the narrative of your life when you're bored and see what you can discover. So each day we are going to do two things for this boredom assignment. Thing number one is you need to give yourself time and space to truly be bored. Separate yourself from screens, from technology, from background, Hulu, from whatever playlist is constantly going. Just give yourself some space to be bored out of your brains, okay? Get bored. And then each day we're gonna do a short journal entry. And I want these to go in your writer's section of your student notebook, okay? So each of our entries, we want a minimum of a half a page. And this is like a real half a page, okay? So draw a line halfway down your page and then write till you hit the line. And I do want you to know it's informal, it's personal, it's not an essay, so it can be kind of stream of consciousness. You can say I think, I notice, but I really want you to say what you can observe about yourself. So really, the whole entry is just about you, what you notice about your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, and your boredom. So go personal, go informal. You don't need a thesis statement. It's not like an 8-sentence essay or a Peel paragraph. It's just a journal entry describing your boredom. So I'm excited to see what we can come up with this week. I'm excited for us to be bored together and separately. I'm hoping to get together a video conference for the class on Thursday so that we can talk about what it was like to be bored. So keep an eye out on that. If you have not yet joined our Microsoft Teams, you need to get into that. Okay, I need you to get in there so that I can chat with you, I can video with you, and there's going to be a few assignments that happen in Microsoft Teams. So it's important that you accept that invitation and download the app to get in with our class. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that you are just so bored today.